Let's see if it's actually going or not. Yeah, that shit looks kind of fire. Looks fire. Hold on. Does the audio sound fine? Hold on. Yeah, the audio sounds kind of weird. What's up, Lucka? Bro, I just spent the last 20 plus minutes trying to fucking get it. Damn. I spent a while trying to get the chat overlay on the screen. But I just can't do it. Shoot. Hold on. Wait, no, I think it is overlaying. I think. Look, let me see. Let me know if you can see your text on the screen in the corner. Oh, I see it. I see it. There you go. Hell yeah, bro. I'm excited for Scream 7, dude. I cannot wait. Yeah, I can hear myself right now. I want to try and... Hold on. I wonder... I think it's because I think what's happening. I want to say what's happening is like it's also picking up my camera audio as well. But yeah, man, I'm excited, dude. Oh snap! Hold on, give me a second. Wait, let me know. Can you hear me? I just muted the mic, but hold on. Give me a sec. Hello? What's up? Yeah. Hey, shut up. This is stupid. Hey, bro, I'm live streaming though. Hold on. Yeah. Hey, shut up, bro. Hey, bro, join my stream, but join my stream. But hey, I gotta go though. All right, you can hear me better. All right, probably because you got your monitors. Yeah, bro, it's weird, man. Like I don't know why it does this shit. Like I don't know. But yeah, it's all good. When I was making videos, my OBS kept swapping. Yeah. Yeah, I just turned the gain all the way up. Let me know how it sounds. Oh, it's because I'm stupid, bro. It's literally because I have I muted my mic. That's why. I'm dumb. Hold on. Let me see if... Hold on, let me try something real quick. Might just be better. What the fuck? Alright. It's only gonna take like 30 seconds. Here it is. Alright. I just plugged in a different mic. Let me know if it should sound way better. Let me know how the audio sounds. Alright. Alright. I'm no longer using my Blue Yeti right now. So Alright. Alright, I'm back to I'm about to read your questions, Blick. Alright. What has me excited for Scream 7? Ooh, bro, I don't know. It's a whole bunch of shit. Right? Stu coming back. Like, I don't know if he's gonna be alive or not. Stu being back kind of has me kind of excited. I'm wondering if he's gonna be alive or not. You know, part of me still doesn't want him to be alive, just for the simple fact that, again, it wouldn't make that much sense to me. Like, they could make it make sense, but it's kind of like, look at you, goofy as shit. But like, it's kind of like it feels unnecessary a little bit, you know. But either way, like, it excites me because if he does come back, it's gonna be a good time for me. And if he doesn't come back, it's also going to be a good time. If it's just an AI mimic, which I think is going to happen. Here, let me, hold on, let me send my stream to somebody real quick. Hold up. Man, it's some bullshit. Alright. But also, man, you know, I'm excited to see, because we know Sydney has a daughter, and it's something that kind of, like, us as fans, we kind of wanted for a while, I feel like, you know, so I feel like that's gonna, here, let me send this real quick. I want to send this stream to a few people. Bro, my dumb ass wasn't even on the right shit. Don't worry, I'm about to get back to the chat, y'all. I promise. Hold on. Just gotta send some things out. Why it only let me send one at a time, bro? Like, I'm trying to mass send this shit. Alright. Alright. We're about to be cooking in just a second. Alright. I'm back. Alright. Hold on. Shit. But yeah, man, I don't know. I just feel like it's really hard to fuck up a Scream movie, and I feel like we haven't had much of a fuck up yet, and so I just feel like it's gonna be fire at the very least. I think it's gonna be better than at least Scream 3 and Scream 6. I think the writing there's not gonna be nearly as many plot holes as Scream 6. Mostly because Kevin Williamson is involved now. I feel like he wouldn't let too many of it. Hey, bro, fuck you, Blucka. My hairline's not bad, bro. It's been like 3 weeks since I got my haircut. But no, that's something I'm excited for. I think the plot's gonna be a lot tighter. I think Sydney's my favorite final girl, and so it's gonna be nice to see her in like a family, kind of like environment, I guess. I think that's gonna be like super interesting. Apparently, it's gonna be super brutal as well. Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty brutal as well. Um, I don't know. I think we're in for a shock, man. Um, I'm about to record a video soon. Like, I'm gonna create a tier list to do the predictions, but I'm gonna go over here anyways. You know, um, so we're gonna get into that. Here, let me. You LeBron's long lost just playing. You're gonna bring Stu back 100% would be a terrible look. So what do you mean by this though, Blucka? When you say they're going to bring Stu back 100% and it would be a terrible look on the franchise, do you mean they're gonna bring Stu back alive? Because we know he's coming back in general. So do you mean they're gonna bring him back alive or what? I don't know. Just let me know what you mean by that. And are you saying it would be a terrible look if they do bring him back, or if they didn't? I'd imagine how it goes. The whole movie they make us believe or even let us know it's AI. At the very end, they reveal Stu for 8. And then after 8, they reboot the franchise. Bro, if they reboot the franchise, that's some bullshit, bro. I'm going to just keep it a buck. That would be awful. That would be absolutely awful. Shit. Like, I would actually be pissed. Because Scream is like the only franchise where you literally do not have to reboot it. You can literally make 100 fucking movies. Damn, my eye. You can literally make 100 movies out of this franchise. Like, it does not make sense to reboot it whatsoever. Like, you could literally have a clean slate while it still is in the same universe. Right? Hell, it's possible that's what they did for the TV show. Who knows? Like, the whole Lakewood storyline? Who knows if that is in the same universe as the movies? It might be. But just, a different mask and, the Lakewood legend and shit like that. So, yeah, bro. That would piss me off. I'm so serious. That would be terrible. But nah, they should. If he is alive, they should reveal he's alive at the end of the movie. Scream 8. They should try to get Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega back. That's what they should do. And they should end all of that storyline. The whole. They should do the whole. What's it called? They should market it as being Sidney Prescott and Sam Carpenter's finale, right? It should be the closing chapter to perfectly wrap their entire story from Scream 1 to now in a bow. That's what it should be. Scream 8 and Scream 9. Okay, and then Scream 10 should just be a clean slate. Not a literal reboot, but they focus on a completely different story. Maybe only mention Billy Loomis and the original shit like a couple times just to let us know it's in the same universe. And that's it. That's all they should do. That's what I think. Like, this franchise could, like, low-key go on forever. You know? Oh, shit. Where'd the chat go? No, here we go. Move to call the franchise Ghostface and avoid clinging the moniker to an individual and more to an event of serial killings. That's a good view of the hairline. You're retarded, bruh. Wait, what do you mean move to call the franchise? What, you want them to start calling it franchise? I mean, calling the franchise Ghostface? Or do you just think that's a possibility or what's going to happen? Let me know. I don't know. Kevin Williamson is on record saying Scream 6 is his favorite, even over the original. I'm pretty sure he said LOL. I mean, sure. But, like, I mean, it can be his favorite. Like, think about Scream 2, bro. Scream 2 is probably top 3 quality-wise, or top 4. But it's my least favorite Scream movie of all time. You know? Scream 6 can be his favorite Scream movie, but still not be the best Scream movie, right? That's not the same thing, you know? Scream 4, some days that's my favorite Scream movie, even over the original. But Scream, the original, is still a way better movie. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It depends. Also doesn't mean he doesn't have any problems with the writing either, to be fair. But I don't know. Whew. What I mean by reboot is that they stop following characters. Ghostface is just a costume / name people use to hide their identity while doing serial killings. Kind of like Final Destination with the killer. So like every Final Destination is a different intro designed to scare you from doing that activity. So just repeat that process with Ghostface a little. That's what they already do. What are you talking about? That's literally what they do. You know, and that's, in a way, that's what they did with the season 3 of the TV show, right? Because that's Ghostface. And they didn't mention Sydney or anything. Shit. But also, what are your... I think you already said, like, you love the first 3 Final Destinations. I think the second one is low-key rushed. So I think that's one of my least favorites. But, yeah, dude. Let me know what you feel about the Final Destinations. The 6th one was great, though, Blucka. You can't convince me it's not. I don't know what you think about that one, but... Nah, Scream intros. Goofy as hell after the first 3. Yeah, well, the 4th one was goofy. The 5th one was a little bit goofy, too, I'm not gonna lie. 6th one was good, even though some of them do kind of have some goofy moments, though. I will say that. I will say that. Yeah, I think... Hold on. Yeah, I think after Scream 8, it will start to call it Ghostface. That will be how they avoid reboot, but change how we view it. Like, everyone says it's Sydney's franchise, but naming it Ghostface. I mean, sure. Yeah, that would actually work. would allow them to basically do what Lord of the Rings did with a brand new story called The Hobbit. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I never watched Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, but I feel what you're saying, though. I think the loyalists will stay regardless of the title, and now you need to appeal to the franchise to the general audience. No, Scream and... Okay, yeah, I already read that one. What's up, bro? What's up, Kai? How you doing, bro? Let's pop in. Are you still at school, or... I don't know. Fifth one. You know, since I had today off, you know, I went to work, bro, and the gate was locked, and I had to go back home. Basically, I decided I'd, you know, set up OBS to stream just to make sure, you know, I'm all good. You know, might as well not waste the day, you know, since I have it off or whatever. So yeah, man. But fifth one had two moments that really take me out of it. Why did she get upset over her mom's friend calling her by her name? And why did they make it look like Ghostface was killing her, then cut to... That last thing you said, I actually agree with. That low-key still kind of fucks with me a little bit. Like, especially my OCD a little bit. I'm just like, what? Like, it doesn't make any sense, bro. It's like, you did a slash, and that would make sense if, like, you know, in the hospital, she had, like, some of her fingers cut off. Then it's like, oh, they sliced, and they cut her fingers off. Boom. That's how you explain that. But her fingers are intact. Doesn't look like she had her arm slashed or her hand. Nothing like that, you know? But also, I think I've heard you say that before. I think I've heard a few people say the first one. That doesn't make any sense, though. Like, I don't get why people are so iffy about that part. She wasn't reacting to Ghostface saying her name. What she was reacting to was Ghostface saying, "Would you like to play a game?" Right? Because even though she could barely... Like, the thing I love is Roger, what he was doing with his voice in that opening. I remember the first time I watched it. Right? I remember. His voice sounded really different. To the point where I was like... I don't know. I was just like... Is that Roger L? And then as it progressively started to, you know, progress, I realized, okay, that is Roger. Okay, but Tara, remember, she's not a big fan of the Stab franchise, so she barely recognized the voice. And so I'm assuming it was the same for her, right? But then eventually, it caught her off guard when he said, "Would you like to play a game, Tara?" Right? So she wasn't reacting to him saying her name. Even if the camera zoomed, like what you just said, the implication is clearly that he said some sus shit and it kind of freaked her out. That was really all it was. No, I'm upstairs doing my final. Alright, bet. For what class? Yeah, she was. He said, Tara. Oh, yeah, like the stream, y'all. Like it. Press the like button. Alright. But, Who do you predict is going to be the killer, Blecka? I think it's going to be Leslie. And I think it's going to be Ben. Now, and look, this kind of is annoying that people are all up in arms about the possibility that it could be a boyfriend again. I think it's going to be Tatum's boyfriend. Because look, listen, just hear me out. Sam Reckner, if you've never seen him in anything, I've seen him only in one other thing, and it's just this show called Heartbreak High. He's one of the main characters in season 2 of Heartbreak High. And I was talking to Marcus from I Shot Him 6 Times about this, Like I said, he wasn't necessarily like a villain, but he was like he played like a devious role. All right, so he played a devious role, and I remember, bro, because this was 3 years ago, and honestly, it kind of feels surreal that he even got cast in this movie, given what I'm about to tell you. I said, bro, I watched this shit 3 years ago. I said, bro, that guy would be an incredible Ghostface. Then a year and a half later, 2 years, guess who got cast in Scream 7? Sam Reckner. So if he's not the killer in this movie, I'm low-key going to be pissed again. Just like I was pissed when Josh Segura's character, Danny, didn't turn out to be the killer. Bro, Scream 6 is a great movie. It really is. No matter what you say, Blucka. Yes, it has some plot holes that can be headcanon, so one could argue maybe it doesn't have plot holes. But one thing they could have did to make Scream 6 one of the greatest slasher films of all time, cut out all three killers. Fuck all of them. Okay? Every last one of them. Make them regular characters that get killed off, including Detective Bailey. And you make Josh Segura's character, Danny, the sole killer, or give him an accomplice that doesn't really get much screen time. Alright? Right? And bro, I promise you Scream 6 would have been the best freaking Scream movie. Guaranteed. And then you plug up some of the plot holes. I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot because I feel like they're going to do the same thing that they did with the last one, where they cast somebody that would be perfect for a Ghostface killer, and then they reveal it as being somebody else. Right? That's what they did with Scream 6. Bro, if you've never seen the show Arrow with Josh Segura in it, watch that show. I think it's season 5 of the show. Bro, you're going to think the same thing as me. I'm still kind of a little bit, not upset, but like irritated that they didn't make him the killer. Because it's like, why else cast that specific actor in the movie if he's not going to be the killer? And if Sam Reckner's character, Ben, who is Tatum's boyfriend, isn't the killer, I'm going to feel the exact same way. I'm going to say, why did you cast this man in this movie? Right? You just did the same thing you did last film. Right? Casting Josh Segura in that movie was a waste. So I think Tatum's boyfriend needs to be the killer. Another thing, it could be a rite of passage sort of thing. I told this to Marcus from I Shot Him 6 Times. I said, bro, think about it. For final girls in this franchise, for main final girls, maybe their rite of passage, so to speak, is they all, their loved one, like their boyfriend or girlfriend, ends up being the killer the first time. Or at some point during their storyline, right? Sydney, her boyfriend was the killer. Hell, technically, if you think about it, Stu was the killer, and that's Tatum's boyfriend. And then you got fucking Richie, right? The boyfriend to the second main character the Scream franchise has ever had. I think they should do the same thing with Tatum. But here, let me catch up. Yeah, she was. He said Tara, and the camera zooms in on her. Drawing. You should watch the movie called Basic, which the main writer of Scream wrote. You'd be questioning how he got so bad, lol. Really? When was Basic released? Like, when did he write it? It must have been recent work, because I don't know. Is Kevin Williamson, like, I don't know, Blucker, you probably seen more Kevin Williamson projects than me. Outside of Scream, does he have any other writing credits that you love? Or is it just Scream for you? Let me know. The boyfriend from Scream 6 was a villain in most of his shit. He ended up being useless in 6, LOL. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Why would you even fucking cast him in the movie in the first place if he wasn't gonna be Ghostface? Bro, I'm telling you, that would make Scream 6. Like, I would already, like, compared to other slasher franchises, Scream 6, even though it may be the worst Scream film, objectively, writing-wise, you gotta admit, bro, it's still better than most slasher films. I would say it's almost a 9 out of 10 compared to other slasher films. But in the Scream franchise, I would say it's like a 6 or a 7, right? Because it depends on if I'm, taking rewatchability and watchability into consideration with movies. And most often I do. That's why I would potentially even put Scream 6 above Scream 2 sometimes. Scream 2 might be the worst if we're talking about watchability. But objectively, it's like number 3. Like, it's a really good movie. Even though it's my least favorite, I would still say it's one of the better slasher films of all time, in my opinion. But that's what I'm saying. If they, like what you just said about the Josh Segura as well, that's how I'll feel about Sam Reckner if he's not the killer. I really hope he is the killer, dude. I can see him being one of my favorites. Just like I saw Josh Segura being one of my favorites if he was revealed to be one of the killers, which they should have done. Anna Camp and Ethan Embry are 100% ghosts. Ethan Embry, isn't Ethan Embry like the dude in the hospital or in the psychiatric hospital or whatever? I'd imagine Asa and Mark, the news reporter, would be could go either ways. Asa, yeah, dude, I feel like if Anna Camp is the killer, I feel like they're gonna do a thing where similar to the TV show Slasher, but in reverse. I actually don't want to spoil that for you, but you get the implication, bro. Basically, Anna Camp, the mother, is going to be Ghostface, but the son doesn't know anything about it, right? And what would be interesting is if maybe halfway through the movie he found out, right? And again, this is kind of going based off of the plot of the TV show Slasher, season 1. If you have watched it or not, I don't know. But maybe he finds something that proves to him, oh shit, my mom is killing people. And then maybe he approaches her and she kills him. I think that would be really shocking. Or they could just do a thing where, I don't know, she kidnaps him or some shit. But point is, I think they shouldn't have them be a duo again. Right? I feel like they did that with Scream 6. And I feel like in Scream 6 it was low-key stupid. You know what I mean? Like, I don't... Not that it's not realistic. It's just kind of annoying, I feel like. And convenient. I feel like you can find a more complex and interesting way to have that play out if one of them is a killer. That's just me, though. I could even see... Hold on. I think Sydney House attack will have a Ghostface die in the street before Gil arrives. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I think we're gonna get an early Ghostface kill, right? It's something that they talked about in the past, and it never happened. So I feel like it's something they could definitely do. In fact, I'm kind of expecting it. Mm-hmm. I could even see Sam being a killer. And he is the one who dies during the house attack. Oh, shit. So you think Tatum's boyfriend, Ben... Because at first I thought you were talking about Sam Carpenter. But so Sam Reckner, you can see him be one of the killers as well. And he being the one that dies in the house attack. So damn, Tatum's boyfriend gets killed immediately. That makes sense because we haven't been seeing him that much in the fucking trailer. What if that same night? I don't know. I'm kind of in my head. I feel like if there's there's definitely going to be multiple, but I feel like what'll happen is he'll kind of distract them enough to allow another Ghostface to sneak in through Tatum's room. But he would have to get Tatum and Sydney out of her room, though, to do that. But I don't know. Um, but that, I don't know. That makes sense to me. I think you might be onto something, Blucka, because the fact that they haven't been putting him in that much promotion maybe says that he's fucking dead or some shit. I don't know. Basic was in like 2003. It had Sam Jackson, John Travolta, and I'm talking about James Vanderbilt. Oh, okay. I was about to say, but luckily, what I was saying was Kevin Williamson apparently has a writing credit on this film. That's what I'm saying. You know? Well, it depends on what you want from a slasher. Yeah, it really does. Like Jason X, I love Jason X. I hate the original Friday the 13th, right? So, because it's fun. I can watch it start to finish. But, I don't know. What's it called? I fucking hate the original Friday the 13th. That shit is so fucking boring, bro. I'd say Scream is becoming one of the worst slashers in terms of was known for and not delivering. It's been delivering what is, bro. If anything, like it's one of those franchises. It hasn't really changed too much from how it used to be. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's delivering the same shit. You know, I'd say Scream is okay. Here's my theory. It might take a few. I think after the Sydney house attack, one Ghostface dies, and there was supposed to be another Ghostface backing him up. So, +4 Ghostface minimum. Then the trailer tries to throw us off. Anna Camp has to be Ghostface by showing her son die. But I think this is going to either be Anna Camp killing her own son for failing to back up the first Ghostface, or their other partner realizing he is going to be set up by Anna and Asa and starts attacking them. I think Sam Reckner or Ethan Embry would be the first Ghostface to die at Sydney's house. It has to be a Ghostface that sends the investigation to the asylum. We see the Stu call. We see the Stu call, so after the first Ghostface kills Sydney, would say we have to keep investigating, and they wouldn't have information to guide them anywhere, so the person has to be it. It hasn't been delivering on the critiquing modern horror. It hasn't been delivering on clever writing. It has been over reliant on escalating the kills when original Scream barely showed kills. Okay, but look, it has to evolve. Like, I still feel like Scream 6 had the least meta element, but it was still there. I don't think we've had a Scream film where the meta element was completely null and void. Even though apparently Kevin Williamson said 7 isn't going to be as meta, I don't really believe him that much. I think he's kind of just overstating. I think it's going to have some meta elements, like I think it's going to be talking about AI, which sure, it's not really necessarily meta as far as horror goes, but in the real world, you know, AI is becoming a problem, and it's a real thing that, you know, people are talking about. It's going to be meta as far as the killer using AI, I believe, especially if Stu isn't alive and he's just AI. So, I mean, there's a lot of shit, man. You know what I mean? I think it is critiquing things in general. Like, Scream 6 didn't really do it that much. But I think Scream 7, there's so much shit that they can talk about specifically now. And Scream 5, bro, Blucka, what are you talking about? Scream 5? Bro, the fucking commentary in that movie was incredible. And it's only becoming more and more relevant. Bro. And Scream 4, oh my god. Scream 4 was even before its time, right? What I won't understand is people saying how that's a negative thing that it's before its time, right? Because, you know, we could really see kids these days doing some shit like this to get famous like Jill did. But Scream 5, bro, Scream 5 was incredible with that shit. Toxic fandom. I could also see people doing that in real life. That makes sense. That is incredibly meta. That is incredibly, like, bro. Commentary was, oh my god. Okay, Blucky, you're bullshitting right now, bro. I'm sorry. Scream 5 commentary was, oh my god, Jordan Peele is amazing. No. Scream 5 was, hey, fandoms are incredibly toxic. Look at Star Wars. These people are crazy. They're hating the fuck out of the actresses, the actors, the people who wrote the movie, directed the movie. This is what it could lead to. And I'm sure if I did some research, I can find out that something like crazy did happen as a result. That was literally the commentary. Nah, Scream 5 commentary is literally what the Ghostface killers in real life did, LOL. They recreated the film by killing their own friends. Okay, there must be like two different Scream inspired things. I'm thinking about the one where the two dudes killed their classmate, right? This girl in their school. But also, I think you might be referencing a different case that isn't that. But even if it is, that still doesn't negate my point. It only makes it stronger. You know? Oh, they recorded it? Wait. Yeah, the two guys that killed their classmate, they actually recorded themselves stabbing her? Or... Yeah, according to Marcus, they plan to kill all their friends. According to Marcus, they're actually creating a documentary currently in regards to it. So I don't know. Also, bro, this film definitely I feel like is gonna touch on true crime, which will also be super meta. Like, bro, Scream. I don't know. I don't get what people want from Scream, bro. Like, they're doing good, bro. Especially compared to every other slasher franchise. Dude, Halloween, the worst Scream movie is better than like fucking 11 of the Halloween movies. Like, there's only 2 Halloween movies that are better than the worst Scream movie, right? Halloween 1978 and Halloween 2018. That's it. Potentially Halloween Ends. Bro, Halloween Ends is actually a great movie, bro. It's just a terrible Michael Myers movie, and I think that's the polarizing thing about it, right? When people hate on Halloween Ends, they're hating on it because it's not a good Michael Myers movie. But it's a good movie in general, and it's a good Halloween movie. It's just a terrible Michael Myers movie. But you get what I'm trying to say, though, bro. I don't know. It's not much of a commentary saying something that happened 20 plus years ago. Either recorded it publicly other than the killings. Wait. Well, here's what people want. Scream to call out bad horror or explain why it has to be filmed that way. That is why Scream 96 is so good. They have Sydney say she just used the front door. And then when getting chased, it's locked up and she has to go upstairs. Clever writing. Yeah, I know. Brother, I know the movie. But I don't get how the other movies are inferior because of that specifically. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Like, I feel like meta-ness is not like a one-note thing, right? It can be expressed in different ways. Like, if they go into the true crime angle in Scream 7, that'll be another way of doing it. Right? You don't want it to be exactly the same. Also, what you said about kills, bro, the kills gotta be good. Bro, Scream 5 and 6 is not... Okay, Blanca, I'm sorry, bro. What are you talking about? Scream 5 was making fun of modern horror. Bro, what? Okay, bro, you're clearly missing the entire point of these movies. Bro, Scream 5 literally makes fun of modern horror. You remember what they were saying about Stab? You remember that, right? It's fucking Stab 8. It's Stab 8. Ghostface has a flamethrower? Bro, literally. Bucket, you're tripping right now, bro. Literally, Richie and Amber's motive in general was a critique on modern horror. Okay? Man, Hollywood is out of ideas. Stab 8, they got Ghostface running around with a fucking flamethrower, a vest on, and a fucking golden mask. We're gonna kill a bunch of people so that they can make a better movie. Horror today sucks. That's literally the point of the Scream 5 killer's motive. That's what they were making fun of. They were making fun of how shitty a lot of horror movies get because they run out of ideas. And that was the motive of the Scream 5 killers. It was not praising it, bro. Like, you missed the point, dude. They were really critiquing it. It wasn't them critiquing modern horror. It was them being ironic because that is what the movie turned out to be. It's literally not, bro. The movie, if anything, is like a light remake of the original. If anything, that's about as close as you get to creating the original magic. Is basically making a remake of the original movie. If they weren't, bro, if they did the same thing that they were making fun of, which you say they're not making fun of, then it would have been some balls off the wall shit. We would have saw Randy come back alive. We would have saw Ghostface, fucking with a machine gun. Like, you would have seen all types of crazy shit, man. They literally talked about Babadook being amazing, Jordan Peele being amazing, and not calling out bad horrors. They just made blanket statements that they ended up falling under themselves. LOL. Okay, bro. I've never seen the Babadook. Could it be that the Babadook is amazing? Like, bro, dude, you're missing even the original Scream. Granted, in irony, Wes did it in irony, but even the original Scream, like, called out bad movies, but it also called out good movies. And like you said, it made fun of the bad tropes. Scream 5, if Babadook is a good movie, okay, they said it's a good movie, but they also called out a bunch of shitty movies, right? Not by name, but they called them out inadvertently by the scene with Richie watching Dead Meat talk about Stab 8. It was a critique on all of the movies that were like that. The movies that, call the fucking original, like a sequel, a new, like just the same title as the original. And also how ridiculous they can get. That's why we got Ghostface with a flamethrower in Stab. Scream 1, 2, 3, 4 all had the courage to name drop instead of being vague because they're afraid. Bro, they don't have to spell it out for us, dude. Also, the original Scream didn't really do that either. The only time was when Wes was basically like, oh, the other Nightmare on Elm Street sucked. That's literally all that was. Okay? That was the only call out. Every other praise, they kind of praised it overtly as well. But making fun of the other movies, all they did was, have subtle dialogue from Sydney. Oh, some big-breasted chick always running upstairs when they should be running out the front door. It's insulting. She didn't reference a specific movie there, but she was referencing bad horror movies. Or movies that aren't, like, I guess, stellar. Or even if they are good, just a bad trope in her eyes. So I just don't think they have to spell it out for us. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I have a problem with them saying Jordan Peele or Babadook are good. My point is they went with popular opinions for safety. But I don't think they had to do it for safety, bro, or to be liked. I just don't. I don't know. But what do you I don't know. What do you think about the opening scene? Do you think what we saw in the trailer is the opening scene, or do you think it's the ending? Also, do you think they're gonna like do a fake out and the opening scene might actually be Anna Camp's character Jessica? Like, what do you think about that whole situation? I don't know if I'm gonna make this stream like 2 hours. By the way, I think I might end it in like 10-15 minutes. Because this was technically a test stream. Oh, shit. Now that I have, an Ethernet, I'm able to stream. Well, hey, Blucky, you hit the like button yet? Hit the like button. Push the goddamn button. Dude, my fucking arm kind of hurt, bruh. Shit. Alright. But yeah. I don't know. I think it depends how far they are from Woodsboro. I mean, isn't the place she's at, isn't she in Chicago? How far is Chicago from California? If it turns out it takes a day to get from one to the other, it's probably going to be revealed as Stu does the intro. But I'm pretty sure the intro is a stab movie. Well, you might be right about that, because if you've seen that clip of the chick in the pink sweater or whatever, she does look, I don't know, her acting is a little off. Maybe that's kind of fucked up to say, especially if it isn't a stab movie, because I'm technically judging her acting ability. But I don't know, man. I was about to say something else. I don't know. So, Blecka, are you pretty much sold on Stu being alive? Like, if you were to make a final guess, you would guess that Stu is going to be alive in this film, basically, is what I'm understanding. I think I might go 8 more minutes, personally, y'all. Oh, shit. Just because my arm kind of feels weird, plus, again, this is sort of a test. Well, let's think about it logically. Are there more Stuthers or people who don't want Stu back? I mean, as far as the hardcore fan base, maybe more Stuthers. But, like, I feel like most people, like, if I told most people, hey, man, do you think they should bring Stu back alive? Most of them are going to be like, nah, that's pretty fucking dumb. I don't know, man. If there are more Stuthers than business-wise, it makes the most sense to milk him. Hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie. If they don't, like, if he is alive and they don't kill his ass in Scream 8, I'm actually gonna be a little bit pissed. And then I'm going to kind of agree with Killjoy Jake on that. This is a franchise-ending decision. That's just how I feel about it. I don't know. That's why I think Scream 8 will be when they stop and rename the next story to Ghostface. I mean, sure, that makes sense. Like, that kind of mirrors the idea I had about Halloween, where one day they'll just call it The Shape, which I think would be fun, like awesome. I almost said fun as hell, but I feel like that would be dope if they named the Halloween, a new Halloween trilogy or something, The Shape, and then like The Shape Returns and The Shape Stalks, or some shit like that. So I'm definitely not against that idea, personally. Dude, I'm so glad the fucking chat thing works. My dumbass spent like 30 minutes trying to fix it because I didn't realize that you could only see it once you actually start the stream. But God, as I love it, yes, nigga, I'm gonna make it sexy. Alright. That's crazy. It's already fucking 2 o'clock. Like Friday the 13th going to Jason Goes to Hell. Jason takes Manhattan. Yeah. I mean, that's cool. Yeah, that makes sense. I definitely agree with that. Do you think it would be a smart business decision, though, for them to name it Ghostface instead of Scream? Like, what do you think about that specifically? Jason X, man, it's such an incredible movie, man. Just like, it's so fun. But, yeah, I get what you're saying. Jason Goes to Hell, Jason Takes Manhattan, Jason X. They realized Friday the 13th had already had its hardcore. Now it's time to market the real character. Yeah, that makes sense. And back to the Halloween idea, if it's really just about the character, then they'd probably name the Halloween franchise going forward Michael Myers or some shit. You know, instead. But I feel like that would sound kind of weird, though, to be fair. Alright. That's crazy. My live stream that I did when Melissa Barrera got fired and Jenna Ortega left was 2 years ago. That is insane to me, bro. The last stream I did was announcing in my reaction channel. Here, let me... Damn, so I can't auto stop the stream when I'm done? Hold on. Man, that shit is pissing me off. Huh. Alright. My fault, y'all. Trying to make sure this shit isn't being stupid. When I press end stream, I want it to actually end. Okay, I think it's good. Alright. Alright. Alright, I'm back on the screen. Hold on. I'm about to read your comments now. Yo, what's up, Properson? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Man, I was low-key planning on ending it, like, technically now. But I don't know. Kind of want to lay down a little bit. I did wake up early as fuck, only to not go to work. Or realize that I had to come back home. But, I think it would be... Hold on. I think it will be the best decision they ever made, especially if the first movie is actually from the perspective of a Ghostface. Dude, I've been wanting that for a while. Like, dude, for so long. Like, Ghostface / Scream meets American Psycho. Bro, I agree with that. I've been thinking about that shit for, like, a long time. Like, if they made just a Scream movie from the perspective of the killer, I think that would be dope. You can show how the trauma of surviving something made a victim snap, and you see him gradually take the Ghostface moniker and start mass killing. Yep. Oh, a movie mainly from the perspective of a Ghostface is a good idea. Certainly. Yeah, that's what most people got upset over Scream 6 about. When they killed off Jason or whatever after they revealed him. Yeah, bro, like, I was low-key kind of excited, but part of me feels like it wouldn't be a Scream movie. But I think that's a bad way to say it, because it would be. Like, I think they need to change shit up. I don't think it should just be the same every time. So I feel like they're gonna do that after like Scream 10 or some shit. Like, I feel like they're gonna finish off the Sidney Prescott / Carpenter storyline. I really hope they fucking reach out to Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega and apologize so that we can get like a proper thing. Because I feel like if they reveal Stu is alive in this one and they don't kill him, he'll be in Scream 8. And there will be some reason that Sam and Tara will come to wherever Sydney is. Maybe they kill Chad or Mindy. And then they're like, oh no, we gotta go defend our boy or our girl, right? They gotta get revenge. So I feel like that's what's gonna happen. I think, yeah, that's what. I think that scene was just to test the engagement on that, and then they're trying to create a full trilogy around the concept, while Scream 7/8 hold off people till then. Wait, what do you mean by that? I think that scene was just to test the engagement on that, and the okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then they give us a trilogy of a Scream trilogy, like based off the perspective of a Ghostface. Okay, that makes sense. Most people are getting fed up over stars talking politics now. Look at Billie Eilish. She getting destroyed for saying shit, lol. I'm saying Scream 7 and 8 are meant to be cheap ideas to hold you up for the rebrand. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, it also makes sense why people are getting involved in politics now. I mean, if you see what's going on in the U.S., bro, it's kind of fucked. You know, I know me and you kind of talked about politics in the past. You know, my perspectives kind of shift quite a bit. Currently, my position is that the president currently in office is probably the worst one in history, which is insane to say in 2026. But it's getting pretty bad. Like, people that, you know, never would have been involved in politics are starting to get involved. Like people that never would have talked about, like, you know, it's kind of crazy. So, I mean, I understand celebrities talking about it now. Like politics used to be some shit that was just boring. I don't know. Like politics used to be just some boring thing. Oh, don't worry about it. Now you kind of have to be involved. You know what I'm saying? We got like a crazy person running the country right now. But what is fucking hilarious is Billie Eilish called ICE on someone on her land and they got deported so people can be illegal. So people can be illegal on stolen land, LOL. Wait, what do you mean? So she called ICE on somebody on her land and they got deported. And then you said so people. Yeah. Illegal. Okay, yeah. And then Proper Son, I was happy when Trump won, but I'm no longer supporting him. It's crazy what he's doing. I'm not gonna lie, same. Low key. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was cool with him being elected. I wasn't somebody that was really into politics like that. But like now that I'm an adult and I am witnessing like a term with this guy in it, I'm like, huh, you know, this guy is kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really mind it when he won at first because I didn't really care that much. But now I'm actually starting to learn about politics. I'm starting to learn things about his first term. Right when his first term started, I was a child, so I didn't know shit about him. I kind of just hated him because, you know, everybody else did. And then I was like, you know, why do I hate this nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying? But now that I know things, I'm like, yeah, everybody was kind of right about him. Like, from the beginning. Right, now it's coming out, I mean, let's be honest, he's a pedo. Right, that's who he is. He was best friends with a pedo. He is one. So it's kind of like, I don't know, man. You know, I just can't wait till 2028. Right? I'm definitely, I don't know. His impact is crazy, bro. So, because I think for at least the next couple decades, I'm gonna like vote Democrat for like at least the next couple decades. Right? Whoever the Democrat candidate is for president, the midterms, brother, he's gonna get wiped out in the midterms unless he tries to like rig or steal it. I don't know. He's just retarded, to be honest. So he's gonna fail at that too. So I don't know. But yeah, I guess that's a good thing. You know, we're gonna kind of have like a moment in America where where I don't know how to explain it. It's basically about to be a blue wave. Essentially, we're gonna get a lot of. I feel like a lot of years where, you know, we're finally gonna get some liberal policies where free healthcare, stuff like that. So I think it's gonna get better anyways. To be fair, you know what's funny is the states/cities that are losing population the fastest are Democratic. The states/cities growing the fastest are Republican based. You know what's crazy about that, Blucka? Bro, they're literally... Bro, you know what's crazy? Blucka, you're completely wrong about that. I'd imagine USA is Republican for the foreseeable future. No, bro. I'm telling you. Bro, if you've been keeping up with the elections, bro, just 2 days ago in Louisiana, one of the most red states ever, right? In Louisiana, a Democratic candidate won a plus 37 election in a plus 13 Trump state, bro. Like, it's actually crazy, bro. So that's why he's trying his best to kind of steal the midterms, you know? Yeah, he's kind of fucked. I'm not gonna lie. They're all kind of fucked. And I think more people are gonna get educated. I'm getting more educated as well. Stuff like that. People don't like the whole fascism shit. Like, yeah, bro. I'd imagine you would say it's, yeah, it's definitely not gonna be Republican. I'm Canadian, so we hate liberals/Democrats, even though we don't mind voting for them. For sure. Like, I mean, do you hate conservatives and Republicans as well, or just the liberals and Democrats? I used to hate liberals and Democrats, but now I've completely shifted my perspective. Right? If you learn about certain things like the party flip and shit like that, like basically the Republicans now are basically what the Democrats were when it was first started. I personally think both parties are corrupt. I only like Libertarian Party in the U.S. Yeah. Well, yeah, of course both parties are corrupt. But I think definitely currently like the Republican Party is way worse because they are like the modern day Democrat Party, if that makes sense. Like what the Democratic Party was at first is what the Republican Party is now. Right? The Republican Party is basically with the Nazi shit and basically like the Confederate shit. Both parties are corrupt, but conservatives tend to be the safest option till a really good idea comes along. Yeah, bro. Yeah, not. I used to think that, Blucka. It's not true, bro. I'll be honest with you. Like the last two conservative presidents put the U.S. into a recession. Bush put us into a recession after literally it should have been impossible for him to do that, by the way, which is crazy. But somehow after Bill Clinton got us in a surplus, Bush fucked us over. Obama got in, fixed the economy again. Donald came in. Hey, another recession. You know what I'm saying? But conservatives usually tend to help your economy the best, and liberals tend to overspend and ruin it. So in Canada, you see an off and on every 8-ish years to reset the economy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if how much you know about. I don't know how much you know about the U.S. as far as the economy goes, bro. But yeah, conservatives really fuck over the economy like really bad. Bush during 9/11, but you gotta understand though. Hold on. Now Trump he was already fucking it up because remember the tariffs. So it's like you expect losses while trying to formulate a recovery. But I mean, think about it though. Liberal policies have actually boosted the economy. You know what I mean? Conservative policies have historically kind of hurt it. Like think about FDR, right? He was a liberal, bro. Like we literally wouldn't have had a golden age without him, basically. But now, like Trump is kind of like screwing with all of our uh, alliances with other countries. So the dollar is going down in value even faster than it was before. But yeah, bro, Lucky, you just gotta do more like research on American politics. Conservatives have always been horrible for just the country in general. Like it's amazing like how much bad shit can be tracked to somebody like Ronald Reagan, for example. Like that dude did a lot of terrible shit. Bush did, and obviously Trump. We'll see. I remember having this conversation with Jamie Hart 5 years ago and told her there's no way Trump loses. I mean, after this, he's gonna lose. Like the Republican Party is fucked after Trump because people are like, bro, for the last 10 years, liberals been saying that they're Nazis and fascists, and so many people were like doubting them, including myself, bro. I was like, yeah, y'all are tripping. But they really are Nazis and fascists. But like that's what the Republican Party is now. That's literally what it is. It's literally white nationalists, racists, And people that literally just want to inflict harm on others for literally no reason. It's actually kind of like ridiculous. Like, it's actually insane. Pretty sure. It's like, damn, they really, like, they were really right the whole time. Pretty sure in American history, the Democrats has never been on the right side of. No, okay, Lucky, you don't know much about the history. Basically, when they first started, that's when they were like the party of slavery or whatever. Basically, over time, throughout the 60s to 80s is when the party flip happened, right? Basically, the Democrats, they basically gave black people civil rights. And as a backlash, the Republicans started to get the Southern vote, right? They basically started saying, hey, we know you don't like that they gave black people civil rights. Come over here. We hate black people. That's basically what they did. I know Lyndon B. Johnson, bro. I know. he was racist, okay? But he was a liberal for his time. Like, for his time, in a way he was, even though he was Southern. But yeah, bro, you gotta look up Ronald Reagan, dude, Trump. You know Trump. Who else? I mean, Bush was, in general, not that good, but yeah, bro. Yeah, Bluckett, you just really gotta like, bro, I have looked at Biden. I know. You think I don't know this? I mean, think about it like this. This would have been like even back during the Civil War. Think about that. Yes, both sides didn't like black people. But what would like a black person back then supporting the Confederacy over the Union, even though the Union also didn't like black people, they were still fighting to have them not be enslaved. It's the same thing, but except Republicans now. Yeah, the Democrats are also racist, but they're not like, you know what I'm saying, like deport black people and kill black people type racist like the Republicans are. So it's though like even though there's work to be done, you still don't want to be with the worst option type shit, right? Because even though Biden did a lot of racist shit, he still didn't say, let's fuck up the economy because that's how much we hate black people. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Funny thing is, if you look at the view on Trump before 2015, you'll find every celeb in poem. Yeah, that's because they didn't know shit about him. Yeah, back then, bro, Trump got a lot of praise. But, that was before we knew he was a pedo and, an R-worder. You know what I'm saying? Him, going straight for the presidency kind of put him in a limelight. Now he's the worst president in U.S. history. So, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, we know things about him now. Right? Everybody used to praise him because, not much was, had come to light. I remember him being on The View and them saying, look at our good friend Trump. Oprah saying how much she loves Trump. Every rap song reference in good ways. So right now. And so on. Trump in 1989 had been giving awards by the black for creating so much housing and jobs. Or might have been a different year. Yeah, he got I think he got one award. But yeah, he wasn't given awards for creating jobs for the black community back then. He did support that one black dude that ran for president. But that's just kind of to make up for some of the crazy shit he was doing, bro. He was doing a lot of crazy shit. But yeah, this is the stuff I was thinking like a couple years back. But once you actually start to get into the nitty gritty, like research, like you start to kind of realize, like you actually know shit. Like there's still so many people that don't understand that. What's the majigger? They still don't understand that the party flip happened, which is insane. I feel you, Blucka. Dude, that was me for the longest time. I was like, dude, I'm gonna go out of my way to not fuck with politics. But now I've kind of been forced to care. You know what I mean? You know, you gotta stay educated on that stuff, bro. Yeah, that motherfucker been doing a lot of crazy shit though. You know. Kinda people will always believe whatever till something bites them. That was me, bro. I low key believed that like conservatism was cool, but eventually I was like, yeah, nah, that shit's kinda sucks. Kinda sucks. I'm pretty sure Republicans next year are gonna have more votes from people of color than ever. But see, that's how I know you're out of touch, bro. That it was the case before 2024, but now, bro, Trump has lost the Republican Party all the gains. Bro, you haven't been looking at the statistics lately, have you? Bro, in Republican safe areas, bro, they've been losing elections by 20, 30 points. Do you actually understand how crazy that is? Like, the other side is not supposed to even win. Like, and if they do, it's like a super close race. They're not even supposed to win Trump safe zones or Republican safe zones. Bro, 2 days ago in Louisiana, bro, one of the most kind of like, in a way, white nationalist states, right? Republican states. A plus 13 Trump district. The Democrat won by 37 points. I don't think you understand how insane that is. Like, do you realize how ridiculous that is? Back in November, Democrats overperformed in 244 special elections. Out of 274 elections, they overperformed in 244 of them, bro. That is, bro, I can't even explain to you how insane that is. Like, what that actually means. So come midterm, bro, yeah, the Republican Party is fucked. Like, I'm gonna just tell you right now, and I hope that it lasts a long time too. Like, yeah, bro, it's crazy. But yeah, that's bullcrap. Cause I'll say one thing. You know, I've always been an independent, but the possibility of voting red, you know, they really need to understand. In 2028, yeah, in 2028, they're also gonna lose, bro. Like, understand, a lot of people, they not really with the fascism shit. They not with the racism shit that much, right? A lot of people desperate. Were desperate. All of that shit. I think Vivek and JD Vance stronger candidates than whatever the Democrats can muster up in the shirt. Bro, no. See, this is, I don't know. Because it's kind of strange because I used to have the same mindset as you, bro. But once you actually look at the policies and what each person is offering, bro, you realize that, bro, even the worst Democrat is better than the best Republican. And that's crazy to say, but it's true. Right? Like, Republicans, they don't care about uh, the economy. Bro, literally, they don't even really have politics, if we're being honest. Like, these motherfuckers literally, like, I don't know, it's crazy. I heard a dude say once, like, Republicans are, like, low-key the YNs of the white community, bro. That's so true. Like, bro, Republicans, they just be doing shit for no reason. Like, it don't even make sense, the shit that they be doing, bro. They low-key are just, like, the YNs of the white community, bro. It's crazy. Like, bro, they will literally, like, fuck up their entire, like, financial future because they don't fuck with, like, a black person. Like, it's actually insane when you really think about it. But Vivek definitely doesn't have a chance of getting the nomination. Blucka, you gotta understand, Vivek is brown, bro. He's not getting that nomination. Maybe if he was, like, a Democrat, maybe. But like I said, Blucka, like, the party flip, do research on the party flip. Like, you'll understand But like, do research on that. Look who won New York. Yeah, it was like New York. It was like it was a Muslim dude. But you don't know about what? What do you mean? When you say I don't know about that, bro, this low key turned into a political stream. That's funny, but it's all good though. I'm enjoying talking about it. It is what it is. I might make a political channel in the future, maybe, especially since I'm like getting more educated about it and stuff. Yeah, Blucker, that's how I know, bro. You definitely not really tapped into American politics. Like, I don't think you understand how this works. Bro, in general, even if the president that's in office is liked, they still like it's almost impossible for them to win the to be the incumbent party but still win the next election. Donald Trump is the least liked president of all time. And he's the worst one of all time. Bro literally just started a trade war. Then how do you think that if you are tapped in, bro? Maybe probably better for Canada than Canada, lol. Yeah, bro, that's how I know you low key been feeling that shit, huh? That dude been starting trade wars with you guys, all types of shit. The dollar has gone down, I think, already fucking 7%, which is like record breaking. Like it's actually insane. Ten years following shit without drawing line. Wait. Wait, what do you mean? Because the Democrats have spent 10 years following shit without drawing lines. It says here. What do you mean? Bro, tariffs in general wasn't good, though. So if we don't tariff China, they can just use to buy American products. I don't know about that one, though. I'm definitely gonna do research on that one. For sure. What percentage is my phone at? 14. Where did Democrats Where did they draw the line? I'm pretty sure most of them condemned that, to be fair. Also, there were a lot of people, for some reason, pretending to be a part of protests just to start havoc. Like, there are people in hoods. Yeah, there's just a lot of suspicious shit with that. Like, 90% of the protests, or was it like 99? It was like most of them were, you know. Wait, where did Democrats draw a line believing every woman in hashtag Me Too? Not saying it wasn't a good cause, but they held everyone guilty before innocent. Yeah, that's not a good thing, but it should definitely be taken seriously all the time, pretty much. Where did Democrats draw a line in the LGBT movement? We had kids as young as 6 chopping it up. In Canada? Yeah, I don't think they were doing that in what's the majigger? I don't think they were doing that in the US, bro. I definitely don't agree with medicalization. Now that's some bullshit. But yeah, they can't get that shit chopped off, bro. I'm be honest with you. That's incredibly illegal and doesn't really happen. Democrats spent 2016 to 2020 going after the black vote. 2020, 24, they tried to increase illegal immigration to go after the brown vote. And now it's They said, whatever. You know, I used to believe that. You know, it's crazy how quickly my opinion changed. I used to think that exact same thing about them trying. That's why they were allowing like illegal immigration so much. But that's not even really the case. Like they can't. They literally can't vote. Right? Most of them pay so much taxes. Right? They literally create jobs as well. I think this is why I'm so far right at the current moment. As I came from a country that was communist till America. Russia and Canada saved us from the Nazis. Wait, I think that's from so far right. Current moment. As I came from a country that was communist till America. Wait, what country? So, Canada? So all the communist shit, CNN shit is matching what Democrats support. Wait, okay, so Sizek, is that where you're from? Or is it Canada? But yeah, I used to kind of be right leaning myself. I mean, you know, because Czech Republic. But yeah, the right wing shit is just bad for everything. You know, we need free healthcare. We need somebody who knows how to build relationships with the economy. Be Czech, Slovakia, to be split up. Yeah. Huh. Okay. The thing is, though, most people in politics can't stand each other. Well, yeah, I mean, at the current moment, I mean, bro, this shit, it's life and death, really. Now it is. Like, if the orange guy, I'm not gonna say nothing too crazy, but if he tries to steal the midterms, which he's kind of been trying to find different ways to do it. Because, bro, he lost all his gains, bro. Like, he gained a lot with Hispanics. All of that is gone, plus some. He lost all the young voters that were turning Republican. It's just crazy. But yeah, bro. All I'll say, bro, I don't know if you're. All I'll say is if you're in. I mean, Trump has deported less people than Obama. That's true. But Obama still did it legally, and he wasn't killing American citizens as well. Right? He still had court cases and like due process. You know, like regardless if you agree with that or not, you still gotta follow the law. Like there should be no way that Trump commits more crimes in a month than Obama did in both of his terms. Also, Obama's that guy, man. Nuh-uh. Bro, literally the same. You're talking about Tom Homan, but Obama, he didn't hire like white nationalists though. Like a lot of the dudes that were hired for Trump's ICE is white nationalists. Like they have white supremacist tattoos. Literally the same guy. Giving him awards for doing the same thing. He was the deportation guy for 30 plus years. I'm not talking about him, bro. I'm talking about the actual agents. Like none of them have training. Also, they've been deporting fucking babies and shit. It's crazy. It's like, if you deport the ones that are actually working, like, you understand they create jobs and they pay taxes. That's a lot of our taxes just literally being deported for no reason other than they're poisoning the blood of our country. Like, come on, bro. Like, what? Bro, he said, they're poisoning the blood. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. That's what he said. But really, there's jobs that are created from them working in the country. Which is something, granted, I didn't know myself. It's to break a law. I mean, most of them are asylum seekers. They're not really breaking the law. They're allowed to seek asylum. That's why most of them end up paying taxes and working. Now, if you just come over without seeking asylum, then that's different. Yeah. I feel you. I mean, look, the ones that did, just some of them that didn't come to seek asylum did end up committing crimes. I think there was like a dozen or so. To the new country. For sure. Nah, that's not true, bro. I mean, most of them are either atheist or Christian, which is very American, either being an atheist or a Christian. Most Mexicans that come here, because it's mostly Mexican people, most of them are either Christian or atheist. No in between. Most of them end up speaking English. Pretty much almost all of them pay taxes. Right? A lot of them start businesses that create jobs. So really there's almost no downside, right? There's like very few. Mm-mm. Yeah. But yeah, bro, you just basically gotta do more research on some of this stuff, though. That's really all it is. Look at all our major allies. Canada was democratic and allowed the most any immigrants in Canadian history to. Oh yeah, I heard about that a while ago. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Was it? Weren't they like pooping on the fucking beach or some shit? I remember hearing about that. That's fucked up. UK is democratic and allowed the most immigrants in its history to where it's almost a civil war. Yeah, those during its largest immigration. I mean, it's also. I mean, the U.S. was also democratic during the largest deportation operations as well. You know, but I get what you mean, bro. There's good sides and bad sides, and that's really, I don't know. The one thing I can say is that at least most of it was people seeking asylum, and like 90% of them, 90+% of them, weren't killing people or doing anything, but instead contributing to the economy. You know, why in the same stretch did all the Democrat areas allow mass immigration? Not during Obama's presidency. During Biden's, but nobody really knows. That was really like the only downside to Biden's term. So he didn't really enforce too much regulation. At the time, I thought what you thought, which was that it might be because they were trying to replace it with the brown vote, but that's not what happened. The standard that you can come into the country illegally and to do shit. Yeah, but they do shit. That's the thing. Like 90+% of them, like I said, Booker, they create jobs by starting businesses. They pay taxes. Like they're a huge chunk of our economy, bro. Like if all like illegal immigrants, right, which would include people that just came to seek asylum, so they technically wouldn't even be illegal immigrants. But like if they just disappeared, like our economy would tank because they do so much of the um, certain jobs for like cheap, right? And they just do a lot of shit. I think that you can't set a standard that you can come into the country if you don't. Oh, okay. Yeah, you should have borders and due process as well. There was a question asked once. Due to that, due to get that one. Okay, so if there's like 100 immigrants and one is a killer. I mean, if you didn't know which one, I get what you're trying to say. I get what you mean. Right? Is that, for sure. But that's super rare though, bro. Incredibly rare. I mean, but that's so minuscule, dude. Like, I get what you're saying, and that's the mentality that I've had. But it's like literally so rare that it's actually almost a non-factor. There just needs to be more of a vetting process. Like, I mean, and also, bro, that's usually not people that are doing it for asylum, though. That's usually people who don't come in that way. Why is he deported so much? Oh, Obama? Yeah, but that's the mindset being used in deportation from all presidents. I feel you. I don't have any negative feeling one way or another. Yeah, I mean, we can. One thing we should agree about is that at least Trump is the worst president in U.S. history. When you take in the context that like obviously older ones like Andrew Johnson, Andrew Jackson, I think that was the president's name, were bad for their time. But yeah, bro, I feel like we have a retarded nigga in the Oval Office here in the United States right now. Like he's actually like retarded, like stupid. But I don't know. But yeah, bro, I'm willing to hear you out. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was bad, but not as bad as Trump, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I used to think the January 6th thing wasn't an insurrection, but it was. I think that, even that alone. But also just like what he did with the terrorists where he lost like 80 billion. Was it 80 billion? Was it $80 billion that Trump lost with his first trade war? It was a lot of money, dude. It was a ton. Yeah, Bush Jr. was fucking terrible. Yeah, he was Trump before Trump. Literally, but just, in my opinion, not as bad. You know? But I don't know. I feel you. What, every war since Bush? Actually, bro, he's not either, bro. I used to think he was a good president. Like, I'll be honest, but he's not, bro. He is so. It's jarring to me. Like in 2026, there's actually somebody that thinks he is a good president, bro. This dude is like actually like a psychopathic individual, bro. Like sometimes I can't even believe somebody like him exists. Like it's actually crazy. He's definitely a terrible person. Definitely likes kids. Definitely, you know, after getting accused like what, almost 30 times of R wording. Like, yeah. That's all I'll say. Yeah, what I want from a president is, you know, growth on the economy. Been to Venezuela. No, I haven't. I'm talking about by American standards, by the way. I want to make that clear. For like compared to the presidents we've had. But didn't he kidnap the president of Venezuela or some shit? Yeah, bro. At this point, the Scream stream stopped like an hour ago, to be honest. But it's all good. I don't care. This was mostly a test anyway. A test stream. I mean, think about this though. 80% of America doesn't like Trump. If somebody kidnapped Trump, bro, most of us would like celebrate, but people are still justifying it. Like, how, I don't know what's going on in Venezuela. That's one thing I don't know. I will admit that's one thing I don't know. I think Trump right now is trying to coerce the president of Venezuela to say that he helped Biden steal the 2020 election. It's crazy, man. But anyways, that's enough politics for me for today. Okay. Let's hop off the topic. If you got anything like anything else to say about Scream, say it real quick. But I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end the stream. I'm definitely gonna be streaming on here, Blecka, after Scream 7 comes out. For sure. Maybe I'll stream again before then. I think I'll try and stream on StreamYard again instead of OBS. That's what I did this time, was use OBS. Yeah. All I'll say now, though, lastly, in regards to politics, I used to be more right. Now I'm definitely on the left, and I don't think that's ever gonna change anymore. I can't see myself ever becoming right leaning again. Like, I'll just be honest. Like, that shit is kind of disgusting to me at this point. But you know, I feel like most young people, they do like are kind of more right leaning, and then you know, just like left leaning policies like healthcare shit. Like, you just start to become more educated. Yeah, I'm not on any team either, bro. I wouldn't commit to a team. Yeah, me neither. But I see what you're saying, though. But yeah, no problem. Was a good chat, my dude. I wouldn't commit. Yep. Yeah, that was a good chat for sure. I would just say I learned this direction. I lean this direction at this moment. At the moment, yeah. I feel you, man. Yeah. I don't know. One of the last thing I'll ask, like, bro, like, do you watch like right wing American YouTubers or anything? Like, do you know? Do you know who that guy Nick Fuentes is? He's like this alt-right dude, like white supremacist, but like he's like Mexican, but he's like white passing, but he's also clearly like in the closet. I don't know. Let me know if you know who that is, Blucka. And that's the last thing I'll ask you. That shit is so funny, bro. He recently just said Epstein was super cool. Like, bro, dude, I don't know what it is about like people who are far right, like super far. Like, it's almost like you have to be like a pedo to be super far right. Him, like he said, oh man, Epstein wasn't a pedo. I'm like, nigga, what? Bro, it's like it's all of them, bro. Literally. I don't know, it's crazy. What you're gonna get from. But yeah, fuck Nick Fuentes though, bro. Yeah, he's a bitch. And a white supremacist. And yeah, fuck that guy. That's all I'll say about him. But he is funny though. I will say that. But he's a bitch. Who do I hope is Ghostface? Man, I hope it's Ben. I'd recommend watching Andrew Wilson if you want a decent right-wing view. Alright, for sure. Yeah, I'll check him out. But yeah, bro. I hope it's Ben, Sam Reckner's character. I hope that's who Ghostface is, as you know. Maybe Leslie Mocker as well. Or maybe Jessica, I should say. I don't know if that's Leslie or not. But I feel like she might low-key be the opening kill, and it might be a bait and switch. Yeah, Black, I'd recommend watching Kyle Zelensky. I don't know if you know who that is. I think he has a great channel. He's like a, left-leaning. Oh, Rashad Crenshaw. Blucka. He's low-key, he doesn't have that big of a channel. He gets about like 5 to 10K views per vid. That guy's fucking good, bro. You seen Kyle Zelensky? Bro, but Rashad Crenshaw, he's funny as fuck too, bro. He has a crazy Trump impression. I used to watch Joe Rogan for Left Wing and other people like that, but they all swept right now. It's wild. Yeah, I seen him. Yeah, Joe Rogan, yeah, that nigga's weird too, bro. He is. He is. Huh. But yeah, I would say I want Ben, Jessica, and maybe Asa Gurman to be the killers. I think that's who it is. What left wings? Oh yeah, I used to watch Destiny a little bit. Bro, apparently he grew up like in my city, I think. I mean, Ethan Embry, isn't he just like the fucking psychiatric guy? I don't think he's gonna be it. Hmm. But yeah, he plays a killer in most shit I've seen him in, which isn't much. Like, does he knock it out of the park or something? Or Like, you like how he is in it? Yeah, it's all good, bro. I'm sorry for getting political. I enjoy talking pretty much about anything. He just has that killer face. Damn. For sure, for sure. I don't even know what I'm saying for sure. I don't even know what Ethan Embry really looks like, to be honest. But I'm going to get started on that. Well, I don't know if I'll do it today. But I'm going to make that tier list to talk about, for my Scream 7 predictions. But yeah, if you got any last questions or anything, Blecka, go ahead and type them in. Kind of want to hit the 2-hour mark, which is in 4 minutes, but I think that's just my OCD talking. Who do I hope survives? Ooh, that's a good one. Chad and Mindy, but here's why. I don't know if you were in the stream when me and Marcus were talking about this, but I think it would be incredibly fucking stupid if Chad or Mindy, even if you hate the characters, if either one of them died in a non-Sam or Tara movie, let me know how. I'm really curious to know what you think about that specifically, because apparently I'm on an island with that. I think it would be dumb. I think it would be so stupid to kill Chad or Mindy in a movie that isn't about Sam or Tara, or doesn't have them in it at least. And if they do kill them off in 7, or one of them, then in my opinion they would have to have Sam and Tara in Scream 8. Also, earlier you said you don't think the audience really wanted Sam or Tara, or Melissa or Jenna. I kind of disagree with that. I don't know. But also I hope, bro, the trailer did not spoil that. But I hope, outside of that, I hope Sydney survives, Tatum survives, and even Mark. I don't see them killing him off. I really don't. This wouldn't make much sense to me. And as for Chloe and Hannah, I think they're both gonna die. I would like to see Chloe survive, but I think she's gonna die. I think the trailer spoiled it. Chad doesn't look sad enough for it to be Mindy, though, to be fair. Shit. Alright. I'm about to get ready to end the stream in like a minute and a half. But yeah, that's what I hope, man, for Scream 7. Maybe I'll do another stream soon on this channel before the movie. But I don't think that's her dying, though. I feel like he would be way more distraught than that. Good stream. On everything. Appreciate it, Blecka. Good stream. Yep. I enjoyed the stream as well. It's a good test. Now that I have my internet plugged directly in, it was good. I mean, sure. Like a 1 second moment as far as Chad or whatever. Like in the trailer showing that. But yeah, I feel you. All right, man. Shit, I'm tired. Yep. I'll see you in the next stream, Blecka. Hopefully I get a video out on my predictions for the movie within the next couple of days or so, or this weekend or so. So see you then, man. You have a good day as well.